There's this unspoken expectation that because I chose this lifestyle, because I'm not punching a clock somewhere, my time is somehow less valuable, that my commitments are less legitimate, that my plans are more flexible and therefore more interruptible. Now I'm just retired or just traveling, so I should be available whenever. And I think a lot of you watching this are nodding your heads right now because you've experienced the exact same thing. Hey everyone, welcome back to Making My Own Lane. Today we're talking about the secret problem that no one warned you about when you decide to retire or hit the road full time. It's not about finding dump stations, it's not about solar panels, and it's not about which states have the best camping. We're talking about how your relationships change when you become a nomad, and not always in the ways you'd expect. This is a conversation I wish someone had with me before I started this journey, because let me tell you, some of these changes caught me completely off guard. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's talk about the real stuff that happens when you choose this lifestyle. Let me tell you about what happened to me just last night because it's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I was out for my social time with friends. We were playing bingo, if you must know, and I was completely focused on the game. My phone rings. It was a person very close to me on the other end of the phone, and they wanted me to handle something for them right then. Not in an hour, not tomorrow, right now. And when I said I couldn't stop what I was doing, they got upset because in their mind, I'm retired. I'm not at a real job. So what could I possibly be doing that's more important than helping them? I may have gotten a little snippy and I'm not proud of it, but we ended up having an argument about the timing. That's when I realized the problem wasn't my travel or nomad lifestyle. It was the unspoken rule that my time doesn't count anymore. When I first told people I was going full time in an RV, the reactions were all over the map. Some people were excited for me. Some people thought I was having a midlife crisis, but almost everyone had this assumption that I'd be more available than ever. Think about it from their perspective. You're retired. You don't have a job. You're just traveling around having fun. You must have all the time in the world. And here's the thing, I sort of believed that too at first. I thought, great, I'll have so much freedom. I can help out whenever anyone needs me. I'll be this available, flexible person who can just drop everything. But here's what actually happens. Your life gets busy, like really busy, and not in the ways people understand. You're managing your rig, you're planning routes, you're creating content if you're doing YouTube like I am, you're making new friends in campgrounds. You're actually experiencing the places you visit instead of just driving through them. You're living your life just in a different way than you used to. But people back home, especially family, it doesn't look like real busy. They see your Instagram posts at Disney or your stories from a beautiful campground or great hike, and they think, well, if they have time for that, they certainly have time for me. So let's dig into why this happens, because understanding it makes it a little easier to deal with. First, there's a fundamental misunderstanding about what retirement and nomad life actually mean. Most people still operate on the traditional life script. You work for 40 years, then you retire. Then you what? Sit around, wait for your family and grandkids to visit. They don't have a framework for understanding that retirement can be just as full and purposeful as working years, just different. You're not winding down, you're shifting gears. Second, there's the visual aspect. When people see your life through social media or phone calls, they see the highlights. They see you at the beach, at a national park, playing bingo, visiting Disney. They don't see the hours of maintenance on your RV. They don't see you planning routes, managing budgets, creating content, doing laundry at the laundromat, or dealing with the thousand small tasks that come with mobile living. So in their minds, you're on permanent vacation, and people on vacation are supposed to be relaxed and available, right? Third, and this one is the hard one, there might be some envy at play, not necessarily jealousy in a mean-spirited way, but a kind of wistfulness. A lot of people dream about doing what we're doing. They fantasize about freedom, adventure, breaking free from routine, but they feel stuck by mortgages, jobs, obligations, or fear. And when they see you actually living that dream, it holds up a mirror to their own choices and constraints. And sometimes that discomfort comes out as minimizing what you're doing or expecting you to still function in the old role you had in their lives. Here's something else that's really important to understand. When you become a nomad, especially in retirement, you're not just changing your location, you're changing your identity. For decades, you might have been the person with the stable house, the one who hosts Thanksgiving, the one who can watch the grandkids on short notice, the one who's always there, or the one who's always working. And those roles, they were real. They mattered. They were part of how you related to the people you love. But now you're redefining yourself. You're not abandoning the people you love, but you're saying, I'm also a person with my own adventures, my own priorities, and my own schedule, my own dreams. That shift can be really hard for other people to adjust to. It's not that they don't want you to be happy. Most of them genuinely do, but they're grieving a little bit for the version of you that was more accessible, more predictable, more normal, more available to fit into their lives in the ways they'd grown accustomed to. And here's the thing, that grief is valid. Their feelings are real, but that doesn't mean you have to give up your new life to manage their feelings about it. This is where boundaries become absolutely essential. Let's talk about boundaries because this is where a lot of us struggle. Boundaries are not mean. Boundaries are not selfish. Boundaries are not you saying, I don't love you anymore. Boundaries are saying, I love you, and I also have a life that I'm living, and I need you to respect my time, and my plans matter, no matter how inconsequential they may seem to you. Here are some boundaries I'm still working on setting, and maybe they'll give you permission to set some of your own. Boundary number one, I don't answer my phone when I'm in the middle of something. This was hard for me at first. I felt guilty, but you know what? When I was working, I didn't answer personal calls during meetings or when I was focused on a project. This is the same thing. If I'm at an event with friends, creating content, or even just enjoying a sunset, I'm allowed to call you back later. Boundary number two, last minute means different things now. When I was stationary, I could pivot more easily. Now, I might be 3 states away. I might be in the middle of a week-long stay somewhere that I paid for. I might have plans that can't be easily rearranged. Just because I'm mobile doesn't mean I'm more available. Sometimes it means I'm less available for spontaneous requests. Boundary number three, my plans are as legitimate as yours. Whether I'm working on my YouTube channel, playing bingo with friends, or spending a day at Disney, those plans matter. They're not just leisure, they're my life. They're how I build community, maintain mental health, and find joy. Those things are important. Boundary four, emergency is emergency. I am absolutely there for real emergencies. But I need you to make a phone call for me right now because I don't feel like it is not an emergency. I want you to help me with something because it would be convenient for me is not an emergency. And that's okay to say out loud. Setting these boundaries doesn't make you unavailable or uncaring. It makes you a person with your own life, which is what you deserve to have. Now, here's my advice. Don't just enforce boundaries silently and hope people figure it out. Have an actual conversation. Pick a calm moment, not right after an argument or when emotions are high. Reach out to the people in your life who seem to be struggling with your new lifestyle and say something like, hey, I want to talk to you about something that's been on my mind. I love you and I love being able to support you when you need me. But I've noticed some tension around my availability since I started this nomad lifestyle, and I want us to get on the same page. My life looks different now, but it's not less full or less important. I have commitments, friendships, projects, and plans that matter to me. When I'm doing those things, I need the same respect for my time that you give me if I were at a traditional job. That doesn't mean I'm not here from you. It means I might not be able to drop everything at a moment's notice unless there's a genuine emergency. Can we agree on what constitutes an emergency versus what can wait for me to call you back? Notice what that conversation does. It affirms your love, it explains your position, it sets clear expectations, and it invites collaboration rather than issuing a one sided ultimatum. Most people, when given that kind of clarity and respect, will respond in kind. Not everyone. Some people will still push back, but you'd be surprised how many relationships improve when you're just honest about what you need. Here's the beautiful flip side of all this. The nomad lifestyle also reveals who the people who really get you are, and the people who think that you've just lost your mind, the people who genuinely celebrate your adventure, the people who text you saying, "That sunset photo is amazing. I'm so happy you're living this life." The people who adapt to your new schedule and plan their visits or calls accordingly. The people who ask about your YouTube channel and actually watch your videos. Those people, hold on to them, treasure them. And here's something incredible. You're going to make new friends who completely understand this lifestyle because they're living it too. The couple in the RV next to you who invites you to their campfire, the group at bingo who becomes your weekly social circle, the other content creators you meet at campgrounds who get the hustle of building a channel. These friendships are often deeper and more authentic because they're based on who you are, not who you used to be or a role you used to play in someone else's life. You're not losing relationships by living this way, you're evolving them. Some will grow stronger, some will fade, and some brand new ones will form. That's not a failure, that's the natural progression of a life fully lived. Let me also say this. Give yourself some grace too. You might feel guilty sometimes. You might wonder if you're being selfish. You might question whether you're a bad parent or grandparent or friend because you're not as available as you used to be. Those feelings are normal, but they're not accurate. Living a full, joyful life is not selfish. Pursuing your dreams in retirement is not abandoning your responsibilities. Setting boundaries is not mean spirited. You spent decades showing up for other people. You've worked, you've raised families, you've been there for countless people in countless ways. Now you're choosing to show up for yourself too. And that's not only okay, it's healthy. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. By filling your own life with purpose, adventure, and joy, you're actually modeling something beautiful for the people around you. You're showing them that life doesn't end at retirement. You're showing them that it's never too late to choose yourself. You're showing them what courage looks like. That's a gift, even if they can't see it yet. So here's my challenge to you. Whether you're already on the road or thinking about it, start practicing boundaries now. Start valuing your own time and plans as much as you value everyone else's. Start having honest conversations about what you need and what you can realistically offer. And if you're thinking about going nomad, but you're worried about how people will react, don't let that fear stop you. Yes, some relationships will get complicated. Yes, some people won't understand, but you know what? Some people will surprise you with their support, and you'll build new relationships that enrich your life in ways you can't even imagine yet. The people who truly love you will adjust. It might take time and it might take some awkward conversations, but they'll get there. And the ones who can't or won't adjust, that just tells you something important too. You get one life, one. And you've already spent a big chunk of it meeting other people's expectations, working hard and showing up for everyone else. This chapter, this chapter is yours. Live it fully, unapologetically, with boundaries that protect your peace and plans that bring you joy. Thanks so much for watching. If this resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment telling me about your own experiences with changing relationships on the road. Have you dealt with this? How did you handle it? I'd love to hear your stories. And if you're new here, subscribe and hit that notification bell because I'm sharing the real, unfiltered truth about nomad life, the good, the challenging, and everything in between. Until next time, keep exploring, keep setting those boundaries, and keep living your best life. I'll see you in the next video.